Kamera, ne? Ist gut.
Kamera.
Ja.
Happy to have you here. All right, guys. So happy to have you here. Excited for this interview. Let's kick this one off easily. I know that you guys just came back from a pretty nice holiday.
Yeah, we had, even though it's a vacation, we always, he gets to work out once a day, every day, like crazy. He does a lot of sports, and then in the meantime, we also managed to record a podcast. I think that was the season finale. I think it was a fun one with Sophia. Marcelo Mello was there. My mom was also a guest. Couldn't get Dad on the podcast. He just refuses to be in front of a camera. Just no chance. But this is what we like to do. Just, use the time that we have and do fun things.
Und wer ist der Boss in der Familie?
Boss wahrscheinlich, ich sage so ehrlich, Sascha, das ist unser bester Freund. Er war mit 4 Jahren, er hat ein Bild gemalt, ja. Und dann dieses Bild, unser Freund hat mitgenommen, weil er versteht ein bisschen in Psychologie, hat gesagt, wenn Sascha wird 14, ich gebe dieses Bild dir zurück. Und ich habe immer noch dieses Bild, das ist sehr interessant. Er hat sich so groß gemalt, obwohl er war klein. Mischa war ein bisschen kleiner, mich ganz klein und Papa etwas größer. Und er sagt, das bedeutet was. Ich sage, ja. Und dann mit 14 Jahren, wir haben verstanden, was das bedeutet. Er war schon mit 4 Jahren deutlich, gezeigt sich, ich bin hier und ihr seid da.
All right, yeah, perfect. Does this mean that you beat Mischa at Mario Kart as well all the time? I heard you guys are competitive ones.
Mischa doesn't play Mario Kart. Maybe Mischa is not the best Mario Kart player, but it's funny because, me and Sofia and Marcelo Mello, my best friend, and my physio, actually, we play every day. Literally every single day. And once in a while, we meet up with other people when they say, oh, we're so good at Mario Kart, you guys have no chance. We're like, okay.
Let's get it on.
So every time we play, they're literally 5 or 6 places behind us. They're half a lap behind us. They have absolutely no chance. So we in the last, I would say, 2-3 years, we got to a very good level. And I think we would be up there with, I would say, the top 50 in the world, I would think.
Okay.
I would actually think that.
Humble.
I would actually think we would be.
Would you say...
Because we play 2 hours every single day.
Would you say you play as much Mario Kart as you play tennis?
No, not as much. But
on some days more.
On some days more. But for example, during tournaments where I really focus and where I'm not leaving my room, and for example, Grand Slams, French Open, right? My phone is off. I don't go out to eat on restaurants. I don't do anything except play tennis, practice, and then I'm staying in my room.
Play Mario Kart.
During those weeks, I play for sure at least 4 hours a day. At least.
Sounds healthy too.
I know.
Perfect.
But those are my perfect weeks. If they get long and I play the finals, that's fine.
We got special Mario Kart glasses, so they
Yeah.
filter that blue light. So don't worry, everything's taken
So
care.
your eyesight is
professional.
fine.
Yeah,
I
Professional
understand.
approach.
So it's safe to say that you would consider yourself a role model in Mario Kart as well, I can imagine, for others.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
If there would be a Grand Slam Mario Kart, I'd probably win it.
Nice.
No, I'm kidding.
But if we're finding the switch now, obviously you are a role model, especially on the tennis court, for many kids out there. And we all remember, the little kid with the sign, I have type 1 diabetes as well. How does that make you feel, connect with others on that kind of level?
No, look, I think it's great that the diabetes is getting this attention in a way, and that there are kids and parents that kind of see that, you can be whatever you want with diabetes and you can achieve whatever you want with diabetes. I keep on saying that I don't think I'm special in any way. I think if I can make it with diabetes and if I can, achieve my dreams and be a professional tennis player, which was always my dream, I think anybody can, and that is very important for me. To kind of get this message out there, to kind of really show that to the world that anything is possible with diabetes, and hopefully kids will step into those kind of footsteps and become what they want, whether it's become a football player, whether it's become a tennis player, musician, artist, whatever.
Pro Mario Kart player.
Whatever you want to be. I hope they kind of follow their dreams and they can achieve it.
Sounds like so easy when you say it, or so confident, but I can imagine that there are a whole bunch of frustrations that come with living with this situation. Maybe you can share some.
Yeah, I think when I was younger, more than now. I think, going into I still remember that, going into the doctor's office and being told that, professional sports with this kind of illness is impossible to do, and being 7, 8 years old only, it was frustrating and it was upsetting, but luckily I had very stubborn parents in a way, and they said, well, why is it not possible? And we're going to prove otherwise. And we have done that. I think we have achieved that goal in a way. And to be honest, if any kid or any parent ever walks into a doctor's office and they're getting told that achieving your dreams with diabetes is not possible, well, there's perfect examples. Not only me, I think there's other perfect examples in football and in other industries as well that show that with diabetes everything's possible.
Irina, was macht das mit dir, wenn du das hörst?
Ich kann zu diesem Thema viel sagen, weil eigentlich das ist, ich sage als Erste, das muss ganze Familie zusammen sein. Das ist, weißt du, weil viele Mütter jetzt rufen bei mir an und sagen, das ist so empfohlen, so müssen wir. Das stimmt nicht. Jeder Kind ist anderes, jeder Körper ist anderes. Das muss Familie so zusammen das erleben und praktisch Kind unterstützen. Und ich jetzt von meiner Erfahrung, ich möchte sagen, zum alle Eltern, bitte nicht sagen, das nicht erlaubt, das darfst du nicht essen, das ist falsch. Die müssen alle essen, aber gleichzeitig auch, weißt du, das ist genau diese Menge Insulin und Sportaktivität machen. Und das wird einfacher auch für Psyche, weil wenn ein Kind immer wächst und immer, das darfst du nicht essen, das ist schlecht, das ist Zucker, das stimmt nicht.
I think with diabetes you have to grow up faster. It's as simple as that. You have to become more mature faster. You have to take care of your body and of your blood sugars. That's how it is. But once you do that, you can have a normal and fulfilled life with it.
Ja, mit 5 Jahren, er kann schon genau wissen, was ist das 160, 120. Das normale Kind mit 5 Jahren analysiert das nicht. Ja. Aber ich sage, ich denke, durch auch diese Diabetes, er hat sehr viel Erfolg, weil er war sehr diszipliniert. Er hat sehr viel Sport gemacht, ehrlich, weil wir haben zum Beispiel, damals gab es nicht, wie jetzt, diese neuen Systeme, wir müssen in der Nacht 3-mal aufstehen, messen und immer Spritze. Und er hat immer gesagt, statt Spritze lieber ich gehe laufen oder Trampoline springen. Und das ist eigentlich, finde ich, gut, weil Kind war nicht so viel an Fernseher oder diese iPad, iPhone. Und das hat auch viel gebracht. Deswegen, Eltern muss zusammen mit Kindern viel machen. Dann die kann besser verstehen, wie Körper reagiert.
Mischa, Irina just said that the whole family has to come together and everyone has to support, the person with this situation. How do you remember Sasha's diagnosis?
It was a shock, but I didn't know what it means. I was 14 years old, so I'm not. Of course, I know it means life's going to become more complicated. But my first reaction was immediately, that's fine, we're gonna make it. Like, don't worry. It was more like, okay, it was more like special people have special tasks in life. And Sasha, I always consider him very special because the moment he was born,
I actually disagree. I think I'm no special at all. To be honest, I think
I'm gonna leave that up to you.
Also, yeah, but I think that's not true. Also, I mean, I think I was just an ordinary kid. There was nothing. There was nothing special about me, and that's why I keep on saying everybody can achieve what I've achieved with this illness. So I think there's nothing extraordinary. There's nothing special about me in any way or form or shape. And I do truly believe that if I've achieved it, anybody can.
Well, first of all, not everybody can, but it doesn't matter. So in my personal opinion, I felt that he was special since the first moment because the way he was competing, the way he was playing, the way he was growing up, you could tell that like he's not like all the other kids on the playground. So that's why when even he had diabetes, like the way he was managing and handling everything, you could see it's different. So that's why I knew since the beginning. So I was very positive. I was maybe also a little naive because I was also young, so I didn't fully understood. I didn't understand the scope or the spectrum of like the complications that can come with it. So to me, I tried to stay away from the illness or the disease. To me, he was my brother, and we were, let's say, on a path of playing tennis and just, you know, challenging and competing with each other. And that was my childhood memory from when he was little.
You guys were saying that, Sasha, that you were super active, more than anyone, even on the playground and stuff like that. Were there signs that, you know, led you to think that you could have this disease?
Well, I think in the beginning it's fairly obvious. I mean, they can tell better, but from what I remember, you had to go to the bathroom a lot. You were always very thirsty and very low energy. But you know, that was a matter of weeks before finding out that what you have. But I mean, I don't remember it. I was too young. But those are just the small memories that I have. But I think after being diagnosed with it and after knowing what medicine to take and going through the system of learning, we tried to keep my life as normal as possible.
Erinnerst du dich noch an bestimmte Dinge, bevor das kam?
Ist klar, wie ich und mein Mann, wir waren voll dabei, weil bis 12 Jahre, als er war young oder so, jung, wir müssen 3-mal pro Nacht.
Nee, das war die Wochen davor, vor der
Bevor
Diagnose.
die Diagnose kam.
Ja, das ist, er hat Magen-Darm-Grippe gehabt. Und dann, er hat schlecht gegessen, ja, das kann er nicht, natürlich. Schlecht gegessen und dann viel getrunken. Und dann wir sind zum Arzt gegangen und Diagnose, die haben sofort Urin genommen. Das ist praktisch jeder Arzt macht. Und dann in Urin war Zucker. Und uns sofort ins Krankenhaus gebracht und sagen sofort ins Krankenhaus. Und für uns natürlich dann ein paar Stunden später, die sagen, er hat Diabetes. Und wir sagen, okay, was weiter? Wann wird er gesund? Nee, die sagen, er muss im Krankenhaus liegen. Ich sage, okay, wie lange? 2-3 Wochen. Und sagen, warum? Weil ich muss eine Woche da bleiben, das Schule machen, ja, dass alle Eltern in Deutschland muss Schulung machen. Dann mein Mann und wir haben immer gefragt, wann wird er gesund? Die sagen, nie wieder. Und das natürlich für uns war erstmal großer Frust, weil hören, dein Kind wird nie wieder gesund, war nicht einfach. Und für Sascha war auch schwierig, weil er war ständig mit dieser, wie heißt das, in Vene.
Ja. Ich komme gerade auch nicht drauf. Danke.
Infusion und 2 Wochen mit dieser Infusion gelaufen und er muss das viel auf ihn testen, lernen und war schwer Zeit. Erste Jahr war schwierig.
Wie habt ihr den Support damals wahrgenommen, den es gab nach eben der Diagnose? Wie wurdet ihr geschult? Wie seid ihr vorbereitet worden?
Im Krankenhaus. Wir waren im Krankenhaus Heidelberg, wir müssen viel lesen. Und dann, die müssen zu uns alles zeigen, wie geht mit Basalinsulin, Schnellinsulin, wie in der Nacht, wie oft testen, wie viel Einheiten müssen wir pro Broteinheit spritzen. Eigentlich, wir haben alles auswendig das gelernt. Und dann, wir haben dieses System versucht zu halten, aber das hat nicht funktioniert, weil er war sehr beweglich, sehr emotional und der Körper hat anderes reagiert. Weil ich kann das auch sagen, dass es immer noch Ärzte hat mir nicht geglaubt, aber wenn ich mehr gespritzt, dann Zucker hat mehr gestiegen. Das ist wie Gegenteil. Und wir haben ein eigenes System gefunden, wie besser das es in eine gute Balance kriegen. Aber das hat ein paar Jahre gedauert. Aber eigentlich sage ich ehrlich, durch Sport, das ist viel einfacher, weil wir haben sofort, als wir umgezogen ins Haus, erste Geschenk, was wir haben gekauft, das ist Trampoline, ja. Trampolin.
Ich war 10 Jahre alt, aber
Nee, nicht 10, 8. Ja, wir sind umgezogen, du warst 8. Und dann wir sind erst oft viel gesprungen und dann Zucker runtergegangen. Und dann durch diese Zucker runtergeht, dann Kind kann einfacher essen. Aber natürlich sage ich, er hat bis wahrscheinlich 16 Jahre keine Karies gemacht, weil bei uns stand sehr viele statt Süßigkeit, Gemüse, überall. Paprika, Möhren, Gurke, das finde ich auch gesund. Weil jetzt Kinder versuchen das so von Zucker viel ablenken, ja? Ja.
I don't remember. I mean, I was too young. I don't remember what it was.
Viele Sachen, ja.
Do you remember anything?
No, because I wasn't too involved. It was more because I was 14, so my parents were getting all the instructions. But the one thing I remember is that we always had that conversation at home, especially the first couple of years, is like whatever the doctors were saying, like the direction might be okay, but it was never it was never right. It was never accurate. It was never like the doctor says do this, we did it, and it's not like it works out immediately. Like we have to adjust, we have to find our own way. So a lot of times I just remember that we were finding out our own rhythm, system, what works best, what food drives the sugar up, what food like keeps it somewhat low. So if my experience was back then is like the doctors, like they give you guidelines, but it's a very broad spectrum. And it's like on average they say this should work, but it was never like it. We always had to find our own way. And then in the end, I think he did incredible, because they were saying like, oh, if he stays on court for 2-3 hours, it's dangerous. Or the sugar, you can't control it. But it's almost like with him, the longer he stayed on court, the better he felt, the more fun he had. Like, and that was a way of, also distracting yourself and everyone. And it was great to see him like doing sports and practicing with me. And I actually loved it the most when we were practicing together.
Sounds good. And you just said you were 14, which brings me to, just thinking about teenager life. And I feel like a lot of young people in their teenage years are struggling with the stigmas around diabetes, especially in this period of their lives. Yeah. How did you experience that?
For me, it was fine, because I had it since I was 4 years old. So for me, it didn't change. And for me, my teenage years were all about sports. Mm-hmm. So my teenage years were maybe different than others. I didn't go out partying. I didn't maybe go out at night to your first club or first bar. I never did that. So for me, it was about sports, and that didn't change. And that's why for me, my teenage years were actually okay. I had a lot of fun. I remember all the junior tours. I really loved it. I really loved my companions on the tours back then. So for me, it wasn't as difficult maybe those times. And there were still times that I really enjoyed, because nobody cared about diabetes or not. Everybody just cared who was the best at tennis. And I think that helped a lot, because I got taken away from school life a little bit, from the teenage years of going out and all of that. And the tennis circuit really didn't care about what illness you have or anything like that.
Interesting, because I was wondering if like those years maybe were the years that you shaped and like built your mental resilience especially, but I guess that happened on another level.
Yeah, I think tennis does that to you. If you're trying to be one of the best. I think it's mentally one of the toughest sports in the world, so I think that definitely does it to you. I think in the early ages, as I said, I had to become more of an adult quicker. I had to learn how to take care of my body quicker and earlier. But after that, I think mental strength and all of that, tennis gives that to you.
Mm-hmm. Understand. What would you guys, the three of you, would like other people not as educated in the field of diabetes like to know about the illness? Sash?
To me, if you're doing things right, first of all, I think every individual is different. Mm-hmm. So there's not like one way which is right and wrong. I think I've said that many, many times. With diabetes, you should be able to chase your dreams and achieve them. I think before, when I was growing up, I don't know how it is now, but they've been always saying that sports with diabetes is quite dangerous and it's not good for your body and good for your health. I think it's the opposite. I think it helps. I think it helps maintain your sugar levels. I think it helps balance your life as well. It also keeps you happy in a way. I think sports for kids and teenagers is always very important. The competitiveness is very important. Losing and winning is very important. I think that's kind of being left out these days right now. You get consolation prizes and you get participation trophies. I absolutely hate that. I hate that to my fullest. I think you should learn how to win. You should learn how to lose as a kid. And I think that helps diabetes as well. It makes you grow up faster. It makes you realize what you have and what your body is right for. And that's about it. I think live a fulfilled and normal life with it.
I like that. Irina, was würdest du zum Beispiel auch anderen Eltern mitgeben, die gerade die Diagnose für ihr Kind bekommen haben?
Ich sage jetzt als Erste zusammenbleiben, so unbedingt so miteinander so helfen. und auch sehr mutig sein. Das ist das Wichtigste, weil dieser Schock, wir verstehen als Eltern, das ist richtig Schock, aber du kannst erst als Eltern, du musst diesen Mut haben, zu ausprobieren. Und diesen Mut, wenn du hast, du kannst das zu Kind zeigen und geben und dann wird es einfacher. Weil viele Eltern sofort, weißt du, das nicht darf, das nicht erlaubt, das besser nicht erlaubt. Ich sage Mut, ja, Mut und zusammenbleiben. Dann ist, man kann viel schaffen. Ich glaube an solche Sachen.
Das ist schön. Mischa, what would you like people to know?
Yeah, they've said the most important things, but I guess to add is like just don't take no for an answer. So whatever people tell you that you can't or shouldn't do, or if the disease tells you like no, don't always take it for an answer, because I feel like the human body is very unique, is special. Everyone's is different. And I believe that with the love of the family, with discipline and resilience and determination, you can accomplish a lot of things.
Sounds really good.
Ja, und noch ich sage, ich möchte gerne sagen, Eltern müssen viel lesen, weil es gibt so viele interessante Sachen und das hilft a lot. Weil du bekommst neue Informationen und dann kannst du wie eine Lege bauen. Weil, wie Mischa und Sascha sagt, jedes ist verschiedene, ja? Okay, das ist meine
Yes, ist gut.
Empfehlung.
And if we're like fast forwarding now a couple of maybe 2 decades into the future, what would you like the treatment and the management of type 1 diabetes to look like?
In the future.
You can get
I mean,
creative.
I would love to see some innovation, whether it's curable or not. That's up to debate. I would like to see innovation in insulin. I would like to have an insulin for all types of diabetes, which you maybe can inject in yourself, once a week or once a month, and then you have a stable sugar level throughout that week, so you don't have to. You can live as a normal person, so you don't have to check and you don't have the ups and downs of sugar. I think that would be the most important, to have a stabilized sugar level, like somebody that doesn't have diabetes. I think it is possible. I think we're going towards that in the future. I hope we're going towards that in the future. That for me is the number one priority, and also for me, and that's what I do with my foundation as well. The number one priority is to give people with diabetes and kids with diabetes a fulfilled life all over the world, not only in well-developed countries like we're from, where we like to be ignorant and we like to ignore other parts of the world. I want to see kids with diabetes grow up in Africa. I want to see kids with diabetes grow up in Asia and in South America as well, some regions there, and for them to have the medicine, the insulin, the necessary testing stripes, so they can grow up old and not end up with death with diabetes. I think that is unnecessary in this world and this age that we live in, and I think we as people and we as people from well-developed countries, we should stop being ignorant to those parts of the world.
Beautiful answer. Von eurer jeweiligen Seite, from your
Ich bin
respective.
100% so, was Sascha gesagt hat. Das ist der einfachste Weg zu finden, so Kinder zu unterstützen und zu gutem Level zu kommen oder überhaupt nicht krank zu werden. Das ist noch besser.
Yeah, I think there's 2 routes. I hope that stem cell therapy will become advanced enough to cure diabetes, to really go to the hospital for a week, maybe get a surgery done, and then never have to think about it again, at least for a long time. But I think in the near future, I would also love to see all the people and companies and brands in this world, instead of focusing on flights to Mars and developing the newest internet with 4G, 5G, 6G, 7G, to actually help people on our planet to survive with diseases like diabetes in Africa. And I feel like we're focusing a lot of times on the wrong things, instead of trying to help the people that share the planet with us.
What would you like people who are not in touch on a regular basis with diabetes, what would you like them to know about the illness?
I think it's an illness that can affect anyone, even if you don't have diabetes. It can still occur to you, diabetes type 2, diabetes type 1. our family had nothing to do with diabetes ever before I became a diabetic with 4 years old. So I think you should never be ignorant to the illness. You should still learn what the illness means and what it means to have diabetes. And, you know, even if you are, for example, celebrating a birthday from your child who doesn't have diabetes, but a diabetes child is coming to their birthday, I think it's important to know what the illness means. It doesn't mean that the child with diabetes is not allowed to eat cake or is not allowed to you know, participate in the birthday. It just means you have to manage it. And I think that is very important, to never have kids who have diabetes be left out because of people who don't know what diabetes is.